Hey Mangalam, afternoon to you and all the viewers. See, we have received a lot of queries for Yes Bank even in the past. We can clearly see the best part is his buying price is quite good because at around 16.50 levels, 16 levels, the stock is currently trading around that. I have known people who have been stuck for way high levels and optimistically waiting for that. I would suggest that if taking this stock, hold it up for short term, not from the long term perspective. I'm not too optimistic over the long term. If the stock is be a multi-bagger giving around say 100% return from here on for 1 to 2 years horizon, I would rather bet on banks like Kotak Bank and ICICI Bank, which are much more promising returns that has helped investors always most of the time, and not on the Yes Bank. So Yes Bank from a short-term perspective, you can expect a target of around 19 rupees on the upside. Book out from there after it is there, and then possibly diversify, because I see you have bought a huge chunk of amount in this bank. Diversify it across ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank. Those are more stable and can give much promising returns.
Near term?
Yes, on the downside, the stop loss can be placed at around 15 rupees, 15.50 if want to be little closer. So that's a good level, I think, just below that 20 days average. So 15.50 can be a good stop loss.
All right.
See, if you look, we can clearly see some bounce back happening from the lower end. But look at where Nifty has been, or mid-cap stock, mid-cap index has been, and where is this stock? It made a top at 220 and made a low around 87 and just trying to come out of there. So I'm not expecting a stellar returns over here for short term. Maybe it can consolidate, form some base, and then might go up. For the short term, the stock can go towards the level of 120 on the upside, and one can place a stop loss of around 100 and hold on for the target of 120. Book out partially here and then keep trailing it. As far as GR Infra is concerned, again, we can clearly see the stock is in a downtrend, making lower high, lower low. We are seeing some smart recovery from the lows of 1100, now at 1400. It can go towards around 1550 or 1600, where he could book out from the stock, and possibly, as Vijay also recommended, L&T looks extremely promising. So these are the levels I'm keeping in mind.
Right.
If you look at ONGC, we can clearly see the stock has been showing some correction after it touched 190 levels a few months back and touched the low of 120. From there, we can clearly see a bounce back happening on the upside. As far as crude is concerned, I was tracking some crude prices, and along with some kind of time cycles, it looks like crude has shown the correction which it was supposed to. We should again start seeing crude coming back towards that 95 or $100 and might cross back above that. So having said that, ONGC also I'm expecting to cross above 150. So continue to hold on to this stock. Over short term, we are expecting as 150 as the level where it can cross. And if that happens, then we can even expect 170 levels on the upside. On the downside, the stop loss can be maintained at 130. As far as Eicher Motor is concerned, if you look at the entire auto space, it has been absolutely buzzing. And that is after a long time we are seeing for past few months, the auto space is doing exceptionally well. Eicher Motor has shown a very exceptional right. There is a possibility the stock can even go towards the level of 4,000. But over short term, some pullback cannot be ruled out. It is overbought, but that can be the opportunity to buy more if you want to pyramid. And 4,000 is the target. I think this stock can do very well on the upside over the period of 1 to 2 years. So continue to hold on here. Near-term support for the stock is around 3,200 levels. Possible, we can clearly see decent enough correction has happened, but over very short term, if you look at it, 259 is the resistance, and it's possibly forming a triangle pattern with 259 as the hurdle, and on the downside 239 as the very important support. So it's just consolidating over 2 weeks in this range. So if 259 260 is taken out, then the target on the upside that we can see is at least 20 rupees. So we are expecting 280 to come on the upside once 260 gets taken out. So continue to hold for now. On the downside, use a stop loss of around 238 if that level is protected, and if 260 gets taken out, then 280 is where one can book out. Bangla, if you look at Bata, I would say his entry has been excellent. He mentioned 1300 around as the entry. That has been an excellent price, and Bata has been just consolidating. If you look at the overall mid cap and small cap space, the small cap index has still a lot of catching up to do compared to what the large cap has been. So large cap is not hardly 4-5% away from the all-time highs, but look at the small cap, there is a lot of catching that has to be done. And if you look at Bata, I'm sure is going to outperform. We can clearly see a good bottoming formation happening here, consolidation, and the rise has been impulsive, whereas the fall has been overlapping. So in Elliott wave terms, we say that the fall is corrective and the impulsive rise in the form of third wave should start here. So my target for Bata will be 2200. on the upside, and on the downside 1850 is a very important support that should remain protected. And as far as TCNS closing, you rightly pointed out the stock has been on a downtrend. The rise has been very slow, time consuming. So I think the major trend is down. Compared to that, Vedant Fashion, you rightly pointed out, looks to be much promising, outperforming stock here. And along with that, even Monte Carlo looks to be very good on from the clothing from the fashion side. So look at both Vedant Fashion and possibly Monte Carlo. Those two should be on the radar. So get out from TCNS and invest into those stocks.
Vijay, Ashish, thank you so much for your